Rise and shine, everyone, and thank you for joining us on air and streaming on KARE 11 Plus. I'm Jason Hackett alongside Cece Gaines, who's in for Alicia this week. Yesterday was absolutely gorgeous outside.
Yeah.
I want those days to last forever. Unfortunately, they can't here in Minnesota.
And we're not bringing the bad news. John is.
No. So
hey,
let's go,
John.
man.
You already, way to tee me up for that one. Yeah, the weather's, it's going to be a rough week. I'm just going to be honest with you. So make today count. Get out there. We've been spoiled. Let's be honest. We've been spoiled. And it is April and March in Minnesota. What do you expect? You should have, it's chaotic. One last warm day, major drop in temperatures tomorrow. And then, yes, a snow mix is likely on the way Wednesday night and Thursday. So just prepare now. Now, temps out here, it's great. 46 degrees. I said if there's going to be a day to wear your suit, do it today, because I probably won't be able to wear a suit for 10 days. I got to go back to the jackets tomorrow. 40s to the 70s. Dress accordingly today. Don't overdress it. It's a little cool and crisp out here, but it's going to be hot this afternoon, and it looks like the roads are quiet, at least for today, Cece.
Yeah, it's going to be a great day out on the roads, thanks in part to this great weather that we're seeing. This is up north here. This is in the Ham Lake, Andover area, Highway 65. Things pretty quiet. That's the case around the entire Twin Cities metro here. A lot of the weekend and overnight projects have wrapped up too. So heading out the door before 6:30, your commute should be pretty quiet this Monday.
Some horrible breaking news to start your Monday. 2 adults are dead and a 13-year-old is fighting for her life after a crash in northern Minnesota. This happened last night on Highway 71 near Albert Avenue South in Park Rapids, about 3 hours north of Minneapolis. Officials say a woman and the 13-year-old were traveling south on 71 when a man driving a Ford F-150 crossed the center line, colliding with them head-on. Officials suspect alcohol was involved. The man also died. He had a 5-year-old in the car, and that child is expected to be okay. Some relief this morning for TSA agents. Paychecks are going out today as the Homeland Security shutdown drags on.
Yeah, even though workers are getting paid, airports across the country could still see delays. Audrey Russo is live at MSP Airport with what this means for thousands of agents. Morning, Audrey.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, just a quick check here of what's going on at MSP. If you're coming through with your suitcase and a dream of travel, fear not. The lines to get through security here at MSP are still fairly short. Obviously, that has not been the case at other airports around the country. Now, even though President Trump signed that executive order to pay TSA employees, a former administrator of the agency says that doesn't necessarily mean things are going to go back to normal right away. It could take a few weeks for these airports to get up to normal staffing. Now, President Trump is using money from his 2025 tax bill to cover this 43 days of no pay. But TSA workers say they're unclear what happens after that. Take a listen.
We have not heard anything. We were just told that we would be receiving our back pay and that everybody needed to be at work on their next scheduled work day.
Now, this partial government shutdown is essentially guaranteed to last another 2 weeks since lawmakers left for recess on Capitol Hill without reaching a concrete deal on funding Homeland Security. Now, since the shutdown began, about 500 TSA employees have quit altogether. And on Friday, 3,500 called out. That's more than 12% of the workforce for the TSA, and that's the highest rate since the shutdown began. Back to you.
All right, still some things to figure out before travelers get relief. Thanks, Audrey. Well, if you're heading to St. Louis Park on 394 today, you might need to change your route. MnDOT says it's starting work at 7 a.m. on the eastbound ramp to Zinnia Avenue and Park Place. That'll be closed through September. It's just one of many projects about to start across the Twin Cities metro. Megan McPherson joins us now with what to expect over the next several months. It'll be busy.
Very busy, yes. MnDOT crews are starting work in the coming weeks on Highway 12 between Wayzata and Minnetonka, rebuilding parts of the road that have not been touched since the 70s. At first, drivers will notice lane reductions in early April with traffic squeezed down in 2 lanes in both directions here. It's going to be really near downtown Wayzata where you'll notice those lane reductions. But by late April, those lane closures stretch even farther all the way to 494 as crews repave the road, fix ramps, upgrade lighting, and make accessibility improvements. The Highway 12 project alone costs more than $50 million and will run through November. And that's not the only major change. Highway 280 is set to fully shut down by the end of next month. So starting April 13th, northbound lanes close between I-94 and Highway 36. Then later in April, southbound lanes will also shut down through late August. MnDOT says it should reopen before the state fair, but construction there will continue into the fall. And also a heads up for drivers north of the Twin Cities. In 30 minutes, I'll share what we do and do not know about this project, a nearly $200 million overhaul on Highway 65 in Blaine. Back to you.
All right, you're going to have to start leaving a lot earlier. Thanks, Megan. Well, this morning, a stretch of I-35W near Lionel Lakes is back open after a tanker truck crashed and then caught on fire. It happened just after 9:30 last night. Take a look at this video. You can see flames and smoke coming out of the side of the tanker. Right now, it's not clear how the truck crashed or if it was carrying fuel. The crash, though, shut down the southbound lanes from Columbus all the way to Lexington Avenue for about 2 hours.
An outpouring of support this morning for Minnesota sports journalist Jessie Pierce and her 3 children after a public memorial yesterday. The family asked for no media at the funeral. Jessie and her kids tragically died last weekend in a house fire in White Bear Lake. Investigators are still working to figure out what caused the fire, but they do not believe it was set intentionally. A GoFundMe page has been set up for Jessie's husband. You can find the link on our website, KARE11.com.
Take a look at this. Nearly 100,000 Minnesotans marching to the state capitol for the No Kings rally this weekend. Organizers say nearly 80 million people joined in nationwide. The next No Kings event is already set for Friday, May 1st. Organizers are calling for a nationwide day of action. So that means no work, no school, no shopping. This weekend's rally set records for the largest one-day nonviolent protest in American history. Demonstrators tell us the rally was all about unity.
You see other people, you're not alone. They're empathetic and to your causes and your beliefs, and they care about the things that you value and care about. So it makes you feel good to be part of it.
It could help, it may not help.
But it feels good.
Yeah, it feels good to do this, yeah.
And the demonstrations didn't stop there. Yesterday, thousands of Christians headed to the state capitol to speak out against the Trump administration. Organizers tell us similar rallies were held in 17 other states.